Hi, David Smith here from Film, Video and Virtual Reality Online Magazine, formerly Australian Video Camera. Today I'm going to review and give you a guided lesson in the use of PluralEyes 4 from RedGiant. PluralEyes is designed to make syncing multiple audio and video tracks really simple, avoiding the hassles of the different folder systems used by different camera manufacturers and completely avoiding the time-wasting process of manually syncing multiple tracks. The first thing to do is save your video files to a known location on your computer. I also like to rename the clips in order with a more meaningful name than the string of numbers usually found in the camera folder. In this case, the storage folder will be Ozcam Magazine, and it will be in the folder RedGiant PluralEyes 4 Review. And I'm going to save this one to a folder called XA10 because it's coming off a Canon XA10 video camera. So I choose that folder, I'm going to import all the videos, and so I click OK, and ingest now proceeds for some time because it's a 90-minute shoot. So now we go back to find those files, starting with the Canon cameras. What you find is a whole series of folders that have come straight out of the Canon camera to store AVCHD files, MPEG-2 files, or standard definition video. And I'm going to look in the AVCHD folder, and we see there's a whole series of subfolders. Here are the files I need. The video files are the MTS ones, and there are quite a few of these because this was a 90-minute recording session with 4 cameras operating at once. So you have two choices. One is to import all of the MTS files into your editing system, in my case Vegas Pro, and drop them onto the timeline unsynced. The task then is to sync them up manually, which is difficult and time-consuming. Now, what will I find if I use a different camera? One of the cameras I used on this shoot was a Sony X3000 4K Action Cam, and now I'll show you how Sony organises the folder system. I'll make a new folder here for X3000, and then we'll go back and repeat the loading process and see where these files are stored. Okay, this is the Sony X3000 folder system, and it's completely different. It's got 4 folders called AVF Info, DCIM, MP Root, and Private. I'll just go in and look in DCIM, and there's just a still photograph there. We'll go into Private, Sony. No, that's just GPS data. So we'll go into MP Root. Nope, not there. So I'll try Clip, and there's our single 90-minute clip hidden inside the private M4 Root clip folder. So it gets confusing even just finding the actual clips. Well, PluralEyes has solved this confusion in a miraculous way by allowing you to just dump the main folder with all its subfolders inside onto the drop zone on the opening page, and it will then go and find and sort all of the video clips for you, and even place each of them on its own named track in the timeline. Brilliant! Here's a serious test of PluralEyes 4. I've got a folder here called Family Group Discussion, which was a roundtable discussion with 5 guests, 4 cameras, 2 Canon XA10s, 1 Sony Z1, yep, a tape camera, but still an excellent camera, and the Sony X3000 used to record a wide shot of the entire interview. I also had audio from a Zoom H4n and a Zoom H2n, so I've got 6 audio sources altogether, and they're all placed in this Family Group Discussion folder. What I'm going to do is drop that folder in its entirety onto the opening window of PluralEyes, and we'll get to see some magic in action. So here we go. We open up RedGiant PluralEyes 4, and the drop zone is now waiting for media and folders, so here goes my folder with all of the media files inside, and you can see straight away, instantly, we have tracks labelled Mavic Drone, Sony X3000, XA10 Black, XA10 Red, Z1, Zoom H2n and Zoom H4n. Instantly recognised and instantly placed on their own individual tracks. So we're now preparing the media to synchronise, and that'll take some time. You can see as the yellow bars progress across each of the clips, these show the extent of preparation for synchronization. Once that process is complete, I can press the Synchronize button up here, and PluralEyes will work its magic on these clips from 6 video and audio sources. As I say, it will take some time because it's a 90-minute project we're dealing with, but I want to show how this software takes all the heat out of the synchronization process. As the preparation proceeds, you can see the waveforms appearing here in each of the clips as they've been processed. This is the part of the process where PluralEyes is analysing the audio data and setting up the waveform images ready to go into the synchronization process itself. I'll take this up to full screen now so we can see it in more detail. You'll notice that I've also got some clips from my Mavic Pro drone. They of course don't have audio, so they won't sync. So what we see now is that the media preparation has been completed. There are some errors, which of course are the Mavic drone clips which don't have audio, so that records as an error. I'll remove that track from the project, and now everything's ready to synchronize. See the yellow bar along the bottom? And I'll just go and press the Synchronize button and leave PluralEyes to it. And immediately you can see that within a very, very short time, all of the tracks have now been synchronized as indicated by the blue colouring. You can see slight differences here in the position of the clips on the timeline, which indicate that the tracks have been moved slightly in order to sync. There's also small gaps here between each of the subclips from the Canon cameras. That's perfectly acceptable, and it has all happened in an extremely short period of time and saved an enormous amount of work. Wonderful! It's magic! So all that's required now is to export the timeline, and I can do that with any of the preset profiles for Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, Edius, audio files or video files. I can't use the Vegas profile because Vegas operates slightly differently, as I'll show you later. Basically, you arrange your unsynced clips on the Vegas timeline, then invoke PluralEyes for syncing, then export back to the Vegas timeline. We'll see how that works in a moment, but let's just export this project to Premiere Pro. And here we go, export. And we choose our location, and you can see what's happened. Here's the data that's been exported, all ready to be imported into the Premiere Pro timeline. It's that simple. Here I've set up a Vegas video project, and I've ingested all of the files from the 4 cameras and 2 Zoom digital audio recorders, and I'm now going to place them camera by camera, each on their own track. That's one of the things you have to do when you're working with PluralEyes from Vegas. So let me go ahead and do that. So here are all my tracks arrayed in Vegas. We've got the V3000, the Z1, the Black XA10, the Red XA10, the H2N and the H4N digital audio recorders. They're simply placed on the timeline with no syncing whatsoever. That's how they come out of the cameras. Now I'll just save the project, and up the top here we've got my little PluralEyes button, so I just click on that. Immediately, PluralEyes opens up and instantly starts preparing the tracks. It's just so slick, it's amazing. You can see all the waveforms appearing here very fast. And that's now done. 23 clips ready to be synchronized. That took about 7 seconds. So now I'll press the Synchronize button, and you can see the blue replacing the grey clips as the synchronization proceeds. It is really quite magic to watch. In next to no time at all, the clips are now synced. The process has just proceeded so fast, it's incredible. So they're all synced, and the next thing I have to do is export the project back to Vegas Pro. It knows it's come from Vegas, so it's already set to go back there. I export the project and straight away I'm back in Vegas Pro, and instantly everything is in sync. Truly astonishing. That's taken less than 3 minutes to do the whole process. For comparison, syncing the same project manually took more than 4 hours. So PluralEyes 4 is the best version yet by a long shot, and it's one of those tools that you just simply must have if you're working with multiple cameras, differing camera formats, multiple file formats. So here we've handled digital audio recorders, 2 high-def Canon cameras, a tape-based Sony Z1, and a little tiny action camera, the Sony X3000. And PluralEyes can handle the lot easily. It's just delightful to use and saves so much of your valuable time. Rather than spending hours syncing your files, you can get on with the creative stuff, editing your masterpiece. I truly can't recommend PluralEyes too highly.